Imagine you have a box. It's a great box. But this box is sick of you. She is so sick, in fact, that she'd rather take a truck to Anchorage and then take a flight to Florida just so she can be away from you. And then she'd rather become a professor at Florida Tech just so she doesn't have to come back to you. But why? And more importantly, how? Well, to begin with, you, yes, you, are probably a bad owner. And the miracle that a box managed to escape from you, from Anchorage all the way down to Florida, is only possible thanks to a little known secret called. You know him, you probably love him, you sicko. It's multimodal transportation, my old friend. Oh, oh, wait. Oh, okay then. So it seems I have to explain to you what multimodal transportation is. Ha, silly me. My god, well, you just have to imagine you have two cows. Now, one cow goes to America. That cow is an ocean away, and you still want its milk. So you can have your biscuit and cookies by the hour back in London. Lovely, in it? But there's a matter, you see. There's no road connecting New York and London. A pity in it. So, what you're gonna need is a port. One American port and one British port. So you can put all the milk your American cow produces into a ship, and that ship will just send it across the ocean to an English port, and from an English port back into another cart to your farm, to your store, to whatever you have. That is multimodal transportation. You have two or more modes of transportation that help connect a logistical network. So now we will talk about budget and means of transportation. Speaking of, we kinda run out of budget in the 2.5 minutes that the intro lasted. So uh they're so much cheaper. Okay, to move things across different terrains, you are going to need different modes of transportation. You have your terrestrial transportation, you have your aquatic transportation, you have your aircraft transportation, and you have your rail. So these are the four main methods of transportation, at least when referring to logistics, that is. But we still want to find out how the box escaped from you. So we are going to have to modernize a bit. Okay, now so we're going to see their pros and cons. Road transport. Trucks, buses and cars are the backbone of short to medium distance transportation. They are economical because they don't require fixed infrastructure like railways or airports. And their flexibility means it saves on unnecessary expenses. But there's a catch. Fuel costs can be volatile, and traffic congestion can significantly affect operating expenses and speed. Despite these challenges, road transport shines in its ability to offer door-to-door service quickly and in short notice. Capacity-wise, road transport is incredibly flexible. It can handle various freight sizes, making it suitable for both big and small shipments. Expansion is simple, just add more vehicles. But it can't compete with rail or sea transport when it comes to moving large volumes of goods. And let's not forget, there's often a shortage of drivers, which limits its capacity. Now, let's set sail with maritime transport. Ships are the champion of bulk transport over long distances, offering significant economies of scale. This makes it one of the cheapest options for large shipping consignments, especially for bulk products like grain, coal, and iron ore. However, maritime transport is slow. Long, long voyages can take weeks or even months, which can only disrupt supply chains. Plus, bad weather, harbor congestion, and restricted passages can add delays. But when it comes to capacity, maritime transport is simply unbeatable. Modern container ships, bulk carriers, and tankers can carry immense loads in a single trip. This high volume is crucial for cross-border shipping of raw materials, manufactured goods, and energy products. On the environment front, ships have low CO2 emissions per ton-mile of cargo. However, the sheer number of voyages continues to significantly increase global emissions. Cleaner technologies and fuels are essential to reduce this impact. But however, I rather more have 1,000 nuclear cargo ships than 1,000 CO2 emitting cargo ships. That's just me. Aside from providing parents with the number one tool to feed small children, airplanes also provide unmatched speed for long distances to any logistic networks they are incorporated into. Deliveries that would have taken days or weeks by other modes of transport can be completed in just hours by plane. This speed is crucial for sensitive goods and perishable items. But you see, nothing in this life comes for free, and this speed comes at a hefty price. Aircraft are really expensive, like really. Fuel consumption is pretty high. You think your car has it bad? Imagine having to fuel thousands of pounds of fuel into a thing that's gonna burn through it in just a couple hours. This huge cost often trickle down to the consumer and businesses. But you see, capacity in air transportation is flexible, at least after paying that much, and it mainly depends on aircraft size and airport size. Everything ranging from small private planes to large cargo jets can compound an air branch in your logistic network. But let's be real here, even large cargo jets cannot compete with rail or ships. Hell, not even trucking. So let's talk about the elephant in the room, the environmental impact. Air transport has a significant carbon footprint. It's one of the most contaminant modes of transportation. This has prompted calls for more sustainable practices, but tell me how you're going to put a battery into a plane and hope it to fly. Batteries are very heavy. But, you know, despite these issues, there have been American scientists and Chinese scientists working into building electric planes. And even in spite of the ecological impact and the economical cost it has, air transport remains vital for time-sensitive, high-value and low-volume goods. So we are finally arrived at the best mode of transportation for logistics: trains. They are a powerhouse for long-distance travel. They are cheaper per ton for freight and for passenger, and over long journeys, they consume less energy and require less maintenance. However, the initial cost of tracks, stations, and rolling stock are still steep. But when it comes to speed, High-speed trains can compete with air travel for medium distances at a fraction of the cost. They offer predictable travel times, free from the dreaded traffic jams. But conventional rail can still match that speed, and over long distances, it's often limited by track types and terrain. Rail truly excels at capacity. Trains can move large volumes of passengers and freight, which helps decongest roads. However, railroads are rigid, requiring last-mile connectivity solutions. And during off-peak hours, their rails often remain unused. Nonetheless, rail remains one of the most eco-friendly modes of transportation and the most efficient.
That I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. There's a yellow rose in Texas that I am gonna see. Nobody else could miss her, not half as much as me. She cried so when I left her, it like to broke my heart. And if I ever find her, we never more apart. She's a sweet.
Oh my, don't I love the land of the free called Texas? And so did dinosaurs, it seems, since many of them died there and left their juicy dino oil to be picked up by hard-working Texans and be exported all across the nation. But you see, Texas has a problem. They don't know how to move that much dino juice out of the state. So, to fix this, some really smart person invented a tool called a pipeline. It's basically a really long and big pipe that connects one state to the other. So it goes from the Lone Star State to the sunny beaches of California. And that's how you connect the worst enemies in the Union through oil. What is more American than that? But all jokes aside, pipelines are cost-effective over long distances, thanks to their low energy consumption and minimal labor requirements. But the initial capital outlay can be immense. Pipelines offer continued smooth material flow rates, operating around the clock without delays from loading or traffic, yet they're relatively slow in moving materials through supply chains. In terms of capacity, pipelines can transport massive quantities of liquid or gas. Large diameter pipelines can handle hundreds of thousands of barrels of oil or millions of cubic feet of natural gas per day. They are rigid, unable to change routes or handle different materials easily. But pipelines are stable and safe, less affected by weather, and pose a much lower risk of leaking their hazardous contents, even though they might have leaks. And these leaks, even though they are infrequent, they can have severe environmental and economic consequences. So we now know that for your box to have left you for Florida, she must have taken a truck and either a plane or a ship to arrive. So now let's see from where she left. So we are going to see the hubs of transportation. Logistic hubs are the backbone of global trade, connecting different modes of transport to ensure the efficient movement of goods. Today, we are diving into the world of logistic hubs, exploring their strategic importance and how they are optimized to keep the world moving. Let's start with transit hubs. These are strategically located to facilitate seamless transfers between rail, road, and sea transport. By using mathematical models and cluster-based frameworks, these hubs can be optimized for maximum efficiency. Then, we have mobility hubs, located at rail stations, park and ride facilities, or bus stations. These hubs offer a range of sustainable and active transport options, including EV charging, car club parking, bike storage, e-bikes, and scooters. Multimodal transport hubs hubs are critical components of integrated logistics systems. They are designed to optimize the flow of goods across different modes of transport, ensuring harmonious and efficient operations. Next, we have rail intermodal terminals, located near major ports and inland terminals. These hubs facilitate the transfer of containers between sea and rail modes, reintroducing congestion and emission. Intermodal railheads connect rail networks with other modes of transport, such as roads and sea, enhancing the efficiency of cargo delivery systems. Transportation hubs with integrated infrastructure combine different modes of transport, rail, road, and sea transport, with amenities like EV charging and cargo efficient handling facilities to promote sustainable logistic options. Stochastic multimodal hub locations use stochastic models that account for multiple capacity levels and direct link strategies. These hubs manage uncertainty and variability, ensuring efficient cargo delivery. To illustrate, we'll look to some exemplary logistic hubs around the world. Ports such as Rotterdam and Singapore connect maritime transport with extensive rail and road networks, enhancing cargo transport efficiency and reducing transit times. Railway hubs like Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof and Beijing South Railway Station serve as central nodes for high-speed regional and local trains, facilitating efficient long-distance and local freight transport. So now that we know that your box probably took a truck to the Anchorage airport and then, taking advantage of the logistic hub there, took a plane to the Orlando International Airport and then, taking advantage again of another hub in Florida, took a truck to finally arrive at FIT camp. Knowing this, we can finally start tracing your box position and try to get her back. Even though it may sound hard to believe, a lot of planning has to go into moving from one state to other. So we tried asking your box what she did in those rainy nights. Here's the step-by-step she gave us.
Step number 1. Define key factors. Identify and define the key factors that influence transportation mode decision. Number 1. Distance. The total distance the shipment needs to travel. Number 2. Urgency. The required delivery time to speed of delivery. Number 3. Cost. The total cost of transportation. Number 4. Environmental impact. The carbon footprint or environmental considerations. Number 5. Shipment characteristics. Size, weight, volume, and type of good. 6. Reliability. The dependability of the transportation mode. Flexibility. The ability to accommodate change or special requirements. Infrastructure availability of necessary infrastructure like ports, railways, and roads. Step number 2. Mode of identification. List and describe potential transportation modes. Number 1. Air, fast, high cost, suitable for long distance and urgent shipments. Road, moderate speed and cost, flexible and suitable for short to medium distance. Rail, economical for large volumes and long distance. Moderate speed. Sea, low cost, very slow, suitable for barely volumes and long distance. Intermodal, Combination of modes, like for example, rail and road, to optimize the benefits. Step 3. Develop criteria for mode selection. Create criteria for selection the most appropriate mode or combination mode based on the key factors. Each criteria can be designed with based of the importance. Number 1, distance threshold. Short distance, prefer road. Medium distance, 200 to 500 miles, prefer road or rail. Long distance, more than 500 miles, prefer rail or sea. Urgency levels. High urgency, same day, next day delivery, prefer air. Medium urgency, 2-3 days, prefer road or rail. Low urgency, 4 or more days, prefer sea or intermodal. Cost consideration. Budget constraints, prefer rail or sea. Cost flexibility. Evaluate cost benefits for air or intermodal. Environmental impact. Low carbon footprint requirement, prefer rail or sea. Flexibility in environmental impact, evaluate all options. Number 5. Shipment characteristic. Heavy, bulky, and intense, prefer rail or sea. Perishable, fragile items, prefer air or specialized road transportation. Step number 4. Decision matrix. Create a decision matrix to score and rank the transportation mode based on current criteria. Step number 5. Implementation and adjustment. Implement the decision-making framework and periodically review and adjust based on real-world performance and changing requirements. Number 1. Monitor preference. Track delivery time, cost, and customer satisfaction. Number 2. Review and update regularly updates the criteria weeks and decision matrix based for performance and data. Incorporate feedback. Collect feedback from a stakeholder to refine the framework.
I thought I had it all together, but I was led astray the day you walked away. You were the clock that was ticking in my home, changed my state of mind.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Love so hard to find.
we got him.
Good afternoon, Cajita. I'm very sorry about your mom. Please tell us, what's the environmental impact your mom was trying to spread awareness about?
Consider the benefits of reducing carbon emission and improving sustainability through the integration of greener in transportation options. Facts. Sustainable transport has many other benefits. It can ensure food security, improve access to important services such as health, education, and finance, enable inclusive economic growth, empower women and vulnerable groups, and further the health and well-being. Climate change mitigation. Lowering carbon emissions helps slow the rate of global warming, reducing the severity and frequency of extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and other climate-related impacts. Biodiversity conservation. By mitigating climate change and reducing pollution, ecosystem and wildlife habits are better preserved. Economic benefits. Cost savings. Electric and fuel-efficient vehicles generally have lower operation and maintenance costs. Public transportation can be more affordable than car ownership. Promoting biking and walking as viable transportation options encourages physical activity, contributing to better overall health and reducing obesity rates. The push for greener transportation drives innovation in areas such as battery technology, renewable energy, and smart city infrastructures. Improved infrastructure invest in sustainable transportation leads to more efficient and resilient infrastructure systems, which can adapt to future needs and challenges. Advance in technology. They push for greener transportation drive innovation in areas such as battery technology, renewable energy, and smart city infrastructures. Integration greener transportation option is a key component of a comprehensive strategy to improve sustainability benefiting the environment, the economic public health, and society as a whole.
Thank you very much for your comment, Cajita. We hope you can continue to spread the message left by your mother.
I wish the way I was living could stop serving rocks, knowing the cops is hot when I'm on the block. And I wish my brother would've made bail so I won't have to travel 6 hours to see him in jail. And I wish that my grandmother wasn't sick or that we would just come up on some stacks and hit a lick. And I wish my homies wouldn't have to suffer when the streets get the upper hand on us and we lose a brother. And I wish I could go deep in the zone and lift the spirits of the world with the words within the song. And I wish I could teach a soul to fly, take away the pain out your hands and help you hold them high. And I wish my homie Butch was still alive, and on the day of his death we had never took that ride. And I wish that God could protect us from the wrong, so that all the soldiers that were sent overseas come home. And we will never break, though they devastate. We shall motivate, and we gotta pray, all we gotta spay. Instead of thinking about who gon' die today, the Lord is gon' help you feel better, so you ain't gotta cry today. Sit at the light so long, and then we gotta move straight forward, cause we fight so strong. So when right go wrong, just say a little prayer, get your money, man, life goes on.
I'm hopeful, yes I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it, let it take you away. And be hopeful, hopeful, and he'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay, cause we hopeful.
I wish that you could show some love, instead of hating so much when you see some other people coming up. I wish I could teach the world to sing, write some music and have them tripping off the joy I bring. I wish that we can hold hands, listen instead of dissing lessons from a grown man. And I wish the families that lack but got love get some stacks, brand new shack and a lack that's on dubs. And I wish we could keep achieving wonders, see the vision of the world through the eyes of Stevie Wonder. You feel me? And I hope all the kids eat, and don't nobody in my family see 6 feet. You dig? I hope the mothers stand strong. You can make it whether you with them or your man's gone. And I wish I could give every celly some commissary, and a popo bring the heat on a piece like that did R. Kelly. And I wish that DOC could scream again, and bullets could reverse and Pac and Biggie breathe again. Then one day they could speak again. I wish that we only saw good news every time we look at CNN. I wish we could never get the blues. Wish I could bring back the people that died at 82. I wish that we could walk a path, stay doing the right thing, hustle hard so the kids maintain up in the game. Let's go.
Hopeful, yes I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it, let it take you away. And be hopeful, hopeful, and he'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay, cause we we hopeful.
Wish the earth wasn't so apocalyptic. I try to spread my message to the world the best way that I can give it. We can make it, always be optimistic. If you don't listen, gotta live my life the best way that I can live it. I pray for justice when we go to court. Wish it was all good so the country never even went to war. Why can't we kick it and just get them on? And in the famous words of Mr. King, why can't we all just get along? Hope we can find a better way to shop in peas and I hope we find a better way than copping keys and I wish everybody would just stop and freeze and ask, why are we fulfilling these downfalls and these prophecies? You can be wrong if it's you doubting. With the faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. And only the Heavenly Father can ease the hurt. Just let it go and keep praying on your knees in church. Let's go.
Yes, I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it. Let it take you away and be hopeful, hopeful, and He'll make a way. I know it ain't easy, but that's okay. Cause we hopeful. Yes, I am hopeful for today. Take this music and use it. Let it take you away